Kent Narrows has always been a bastion of seafood and watermen over the decades and over the generations.
What so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming.
The purpose of this day is to purely honor the watermen of the state of Maryland by dedicating this sculpture, and I'm happy to see that our watermen have so many friends.
Kent Narrows in the 50s stood for one thing in those days. It was a wholesale seafood industry. They processed oysters, shipped them all over the country. You had about 14 seafood processing plants that processed everything from oysters, clams, sometimes, picking crabs. Now you have one remaining, Harris's.
I want to recognize the Graysonville Volunteer Fire Department. They brought down one of their favorite pieces of equipment, the ladder truck. The ladder truck is going to raise the veil off the monument.
We wanted to capture the essence of the seafood industry and honor the watermen at the same time. This scene, as you look at their headgear, what two watermen are wearing, depicts a net fishing activity, which is how they fished back then, dressed that way with their oilskin gear on. Years ago, they would fish the nets out of the smaller boat, then paddle back to the head boat or the main boat and unload their catch. It's a wonderful way of life for quite some time. Tonging oysters, spot lining for crabs, net fishing. As everyone knows, watermen are fiercely independent people. Many, many challenges now. So they find themselves now seeking jobs on land. It's a sad reflection of where we have come. That's why we think that it was so important to make a statement in the Narrows of what this area always was and what always stood for historically.
1947 is when I started the processing. It was something I wanted to do. And I must have done something right because it's still
We're still there, the only one.
Kind of overwhelming, and it's like they say, it's not just for, not just to be remembered as from watermen past, but for watermen in the future and what needs to be done to keep this alive as a tradition.
It's historic. It's something that this community needs. Our history is ingrained into the seafood industry and the watermen.
We look at this, that it ties the past with the present very neatly as we look ahead and remain optimistic about the bay cleanup. It also serves as a beacon of hope